am one of those Hispanics that uses the N-word amongst my friends because I grew up in Miami, and in Miami, it is a cultural norm to say it.
I don't think black people have a right to tell white people or Hispanics what they can and cannot say. And that means if a black person wants to use the N-word, that means a white person also can use the N-word, because all lives matter, not just Black Lives Matter.
100 man versus 1 gorilla. How about 100 Hispanics versus not saying the N-word?
Latinos and Hispanics, more specifically non-black Latinos and Hispanics, will pretend that the N-word is not offensive, but then get offended by being called something like Latinx. Non-black Latinos will pretend that the N-word is not offensive, but then get offended when you ask them to not use the N-word. A common thing that you'll hear Latinos say when they're called out for using the N-word is, well, if I can't use it, they can't use it either. They referring to black people. And that begs the question, why do you want to say it so much?
If any black person finds out the real reason why the Latino community is so obsessed with the N-word, please let us know in the comment section, because I'm trying to figure out, why are they so obsessed with the N-word? Why are they trying so hard to claim the N-word? Why are they trying so hard to be as black as possible lately? After all the dismissal, claiming people of color, but then be in workplaces and they want black Americans fired. Now it is time for ICE raids, and black people are sitting this one out, and they so badly, constantly on the internet, talking about the N-word. We can use the N-word. Oh, the N-word. What is this instant obsession with the N-word in the Latino community? I don't get it. Does the N-word make them feel like they're closer to blacks? Or is it like when the ICE raiders are moving around and then they find them, they literally just start saying the N-word within other words so that the ICE raiders can be like, oh yeah, you as African American, we will let you, because they can be able to say the N-word. I don't get it. What is the obsession of the N-word? And just recently I did a video of this girl. She's literally standing there instead of the police, and she is trying so badly to be black, using the N-word. And that black man literally just stood there like, huh? Why are you trying to act ghetto? Is it also like a rhetoric that you guys use, that black people be throwing the N-word left, right, and center? And they be talking like a certain way? Does it make you escape the ICE raids? Like, why are they obsessed with the N-word, lady? Somebody let me know in the comment section, because I'm failing to get it.
And that begs the question, why do you want to say it so much? Latinos, you have so many alternatives to use. Latinos have a whole other language of words that they can use instead of the N-word, like fu, ese, whatever you want. But instead you choose the N-word. And it's one thing to use the N-word and then change your language when somebody tells you it's not okay. It's another thing to defend your use of the N-word because you're too lazy to expand your vocabulary. And a lot of Latinos will go on and say, well, it's not that big a deal, you know? I have black friends and I say it around them and they don't mind. And that's fine. Sure, if your black friends are okay with you saying that, that's them. But let's be honest. If you are a non-black person using the N-word, you are very careful with who you use that word around. Because you know that the moment you use it around the wrong person, that you will get checked, and it won't be as nice as somebody telling you to not use the word anymore. Let's stop playing dumb. I heard somebody say that if we can't use the N-word, then black people can't eat tacos. As if eating some culture's culinary items is the equivalent of using a racial derogatory slur that was meant to dehumanize people. It is not the same. It is not an equivalency. Don't play dumb. Because the moment you try to defend your use of the N-word and you are non-black, all you do is let other people know that you aren't playing.
100 men versus 1 gorilla. All I said was 100 Hispanics versus not saying the N-word. Y'all would have thought I called for y'all to like be deported or something. Like, another thing, why are y'all attacking black women for something I said? Come after me, a black man. Okay, y'all can say something about my hair, right? I don't give a damn. But why y'all bringing up black women? Like, where did black women even? And I just find it so crazy. Because there was no need to disrespect black women. They get so much disrespect off the rip just for being black.
100 Hispanics versus not saying the N-word got the Latin community showing their racist, colorist anti-black ways. Because why are y'all so upset that he said that? He literally is telling y'all not to use a racial slur that you have no attachment or no relation to. We use it because we tried to take it back and reverse the meaning so that it would no longer have the same effect or hurtful connotation toward us that it originally was used for. Y'all are using it when y'all are not black. Y'all's family was not on the plantations. You was not called the N-word by the droves. You don't directly relate to that word nor that term. So the fact that a lot of y'all use it is really absurd. I've been saying this and everybody been saying, oh, they black too, they black too. No, they not. Because they recognize that they're not us when it's time to. They be me no black when it's convenient. Everybody want to be Afro this and black that because it's a little more trendy and they want to be connected to the lineage. They want to get the benefits, so on and so forth. But the fact that black women, 100 black women versus no wig, 100 black women versus the way they baby daddy at. Like, why y'all so racist? Everybody really fucking, I know, and we keep saying everybody hates us. No, everybody's obsessed with us. Everybody loves us. I always say this, love and hate lives on the same spectrum. They love us so much that it starts to become hatred, envy, jealousy. Like, because what else is it? We don't do anything to any of you motherfuckers for y'all to keep going that hard. 100 black men versus child support, 100 black men versus not going to jail. Like, is y'all cool? All he said was don't you 100 Hispanics versus not using an N-word. That was not racist. It was not an attack. It was literally him saying, why do y'all think y'all get a pass to use a slur? Every day, more and more on this app, I keep seeing how y'all really... At least the truth is being revealed. I've said it. We kind of on an island alone. We need to stop inviting everybody to the cookout. And we need to stop allowing everybody to use racial, because they really are racist. Just because they speak a certain language does not mean they ain't white or white identifying or upholding white supremacy. Spread love is the Brooklyn way.
The tension between the Black and Latino community needs to stop. And we need to be the generation to stop it. Anti-Blackness exists in our community. We know this. Anti-Blackness also exists within the Black community itself. All communities of color struggle with this. And the reason why is what we all have in common. We were all colonized and trained to have a mindset of you versus me for survival. But that ends with us. We need to lead with unity and not division. We have to be the change we want to see. We have to stop pointing the finger in both communities and make the decision that we are going to choose to be united versus divided. I'm not going to pretend like I have all the answers, but here are examples of how you can show up differently and be the change you want to see. Number 1, share stories of solidarity. Share stories of love. Share stories of when you have experienced the Black or Latino community showing up in your spaces. We need to shift the narrative.
Collectively, we must shift from POC to global majority. We are the global majority. Okay? Let's do a mindset switch.
Can we just talk about the anti-Blackness that exists in the Latino community? Because it's a real thing. And it is only further perpetuating the division between our two communities and contributing to the overall oppression of our two communities. And I know there's going to be some people out there that's like, that's not even a thing. That's not a real issue. But it is. I grew up hearing freaking racist remarks made towards Black people. And I heard it often. And I know so many other people did. And not only is it about anti-Blackness, it's also about internalized racism that some Latinos, including myself when I was a child, felt the need to be white because I saw white people being treated better. And in my mind, I'm like, well, if I'm white, or if I consider myself white, or if I tell people that I'm white, then I am going to be treated better. I didn't understand as a child why I even felt that, but we are socialized as a society to want that unless you break out of the freaking matrix and you realize, oh my gosh, we're all being oppressed by the same freaking systems. So for us to have division and for there to be anti-Blackness in our community is not helping anyone. One, it's just wrong. But two, it's only further perpetuating the oppression that already exists in our freaking society. So there's that part. And then there's this whole dismissal of Afro-Latinos because Afro-Latinos exist, yet sometimes are classified as not Latino when in reality they are Latinos, Afro-Latinos. And then there's this whole freaking connection to where we find ourselves in American history, okay? And the fact that many people, many Latinos, Latino men in particular, did not want to vote for a black and Asian, but a black woman, okay? And then there's the intersection of machismo, internalized racism, anti-blackness, and all of it contributing, again, to the further perpetuation of oppression of our communities. That's what I need people to understand. When there's division between our two communities, that is purposeful, okay? Because these systems, these people in power want us to be infighting, when in reality, there's a lot more that we have in common. We are also being oppressed by the same systems. We should be supporting each other. And it is because of Black people and their advocacy that we, as Latinos and other communities, have the civil rights that we have today. The ability for us to even be able to have that privilege was in large due part to Black people, okay? So I need us to understand that. And I need us to have a conversation about that, because even if we were brought up that way, that doesn't mean that we can't change. That doesn't mean that we can't do better, because we can. Okay? Even if society socializes to believe that we can change, we can do better.